Rosh Hashanah begins at sundown. The first night of the Jewish New Year means families are gathering for feasts around the table.
The dishes are often drawn from recipes passed down through generations. But as Lisa Rozner shows us, one woman is modernizing the centuries-old traditional meal in hopes of sharing Jewish pride with people of all ages.
At 26 years old, Robin Weiss is mixing things up from the old-fashioned cookbook. The kugel recipe she learned as a child is now her staple. She founded Kugelas, teaching people how to make the traditional Jewish casserole.
My mom is no chef, and neither was I really growing up. And that was just like the one recipe we brought and the one dish we brought to every single holiday.
For Rosh Hashanah, she makes an apple pie kugel and pumpkin cheesecake.
I have a crust part, which you'll see here, and that goes on the top.
The comedian shares Jewish pride in the more than a dozen kugel recipes in her cookbook with a pinch of humor. It honors her late grandmother, a Holocaust survivor who immigrated to the U.S. from Austria.
She was a creative person and always spent her time, on arts and crafts and things like that, and her house was always filled with that. So she was always encouraging of me to be a creative person and saw so much in me. So it's a way I can share my grandma's survival story. I always was so inspired by her, and I wanted to make sure her legacy continued on. She's the reason I am who I am, and she deserves to be remembered for all time.
Some recipes have evolved over generations, but there are holiday staples that remain the same, especially during Rosh Hashanah.
As he writes in the worldwide collection of recipes, The Jewish Holiday Table, even when Mitchell Davis's family moved from Teaneck, New Jersey to Toronto, the meal was the holiday. His includes honey walnut cake, kashka varnikas, carrot simis, and a round challah with honey and raisins.
For us, it was the roundness was the cycle of life, the start of the new year, and the sweetness was for prosperity and a good luck.
Savta means grandma in Hebrew, and Savta's schnitzel is a special Rosh Hashanah dish made by restaurateur Mark Barak's mother for his children. He shares it as a dish on the menu at Mama Metze in Flatiron. In the later 20th century, as more women entered the workforce, Megan Scoury of the American Jewish Historical Society explains, more families started ordering meals out. Lately, she says people are returning to their collection to rediscover recipes from kosher Chinese to Creole to Peruvian.
We actually have a copy of the oldest Jewish American cookbook that was published in English in 1871. It's by Mrs. Esther Levy. It's called the Jewish Cookery Book. There is a recipe for kugel in it. It's spelled a little differently than we're used to, Coogle, and also just ways to save money, ways to set your table, and also important tips about the holidays and things like that.
Weiss, who has taught her recipe to Holocaust survivors, hopes the feeling food brings this holiday spreads love.
Judaism is my passion. It's the most amazing thing that I was born into. So I think it really has spread a lot of joy.
As they say, Lashana Tova, to a sweet new year. In Midtown East, Lisa Rozner, CBS News, New York.